Y'all remember when we started 2020? We always talking about new vision, fresh vision, new way of seeing things. Yeah, we got it. We got it. It was a whole new way. Seeing nothing but the four walls in your house. We got a new, it was all new. 2020, some would say, was the worst year of their lives. I thought 2020 was the worst year of my life. Then 2021 came. And we thought, man, fresh start, new beginning, different year. I don't know what the 2021 slogan was, but it was something new. But it got rocky. We thought COVID was over. Just kept popping back up, you know what I'm saying? Especially at the times where we would gather together as family, you know, it's popping up again. But you know, as we end this year, and the news, the internet, the world tries to scare us again, tries to get us to just not do the things we normally would do as it tries to affect us again. I believe we've got to take this on with a new mindset. We've got to take this on with a new mindset of not necessarily being, oh man, please let me beg y'all, don't y'all dare go on Facebook and start all this arguing and stuff again. Please, please, please. Here's how we're going to get rid of this thing. We're going to pray this thing away. We're going to pray this thing away. We're going to praise this thing away. We're going to praise this thing away. We're not going to let up until it's gone. Until it's gone. It's this thing that I used to always say, all gas, no brakes. We ain't stopping. We going to give it to them. But this year, as we end this year, most people would be talking about, man, you know what, I'm so ready. I'm so ready for 2022. I'm so ready for the new year, as if the new year gives you a new name. We wait on the new year saying, man, I can't wait. Why? Why wait until then when you can do it now? And I can tell you why not end this year off in the right way instead of starting next year off the right way? Let's do it now. But some people would rather sit at home today because they're tired from yesterday. I'm sorry. But if you got your Bibles, let's go ahead and jump into the Word. I want you to open it to Luke chapter 5. And we're going to start at verse 1. Familiar passage of Scripture for you guys, but I believe that God's got something special for somebody here today. So starting at verse 1, it says, "So it was, as the multitude pressed about him to hear the word of God, he stood by the lake of Gennesaret." Oh, not Gennesaret. Gennesaret, there we go. "And saw two boats standing by the lake, but the fishermen had gone from them and were washing their nets. Then he got into one of the boats, which was Simon's, and asked him to put out a little from the land. And he sat down and taught the multitudes from the boat. When he had stopped speaking, he said to Simon, 'Launch out into the deep and let down your nets for a catch.' But Simon answered him and said, 'Master, we have toiled all night and caught nothing. Nevertheless, at your word, I will let down the net.' And when they had done this, they caught a great number of fish, and their net was breaking. So they signaled to their partners in the other boat to come and help them. And they came and filled the boat so that they began to sink. When Simon Peter saw it, he fell down at Jesus' knees, saying, 'Depart from me, for I am a sinful man, O Lord.'" And we're going to stop right there. We're going to move on in just a second. But I want to point out that these men were doing exactly what they were created to do at the time. They were doing exactly what they were supposed to be doing. They were fishing. They were fishermen, so they were fishing. They were doing what they were supposed to be doing, and they fished all night long. All night long, and caught nothing. And the thing about it is that when Jesus shows up and he looks and he sees that there's boats there, but he sees that there's nobody in the boat. And today, this morning, I want to preach to you a short message called "Try It Again." Try it again. And I believe in order to end this year the right way, God's telling some of us in this room that we need to try it again. It may not have worked last month. It may not have worked last week. It may not have worked 6 months ago or last year or whenever it was, but God's telling you to try it again. But see, the first thing about trying it again, we've got to make sure, in order to try it again, we've got to make sure we're in the right place. And see, when Jesus showed up, he saw there was boats, but he didn't see the men, the fishermen in the boat. So number one right there, we already see the problem is that they're out of place. They're not at their place of purpose. And not to get super churchy or real spiritual or anything like that, but if you're out of your place of purpose, you won't work. If you're out of your place of purpose, you will die. Seriously. Take a plant out of the ground. It'll die. Take a fish out of the water. It'll die. Take a bird out of the sky. Yeah, it'll play around on the ground for a little bit, but then what? A predator will come and it'll take it. Take yourself out of whatever it is that God's called you to be. You'll die. Just as everything else did. When you're out of your place of purpose, you will then die. There's no other way around that. So I believe this morning God is telling somebody that you need to get back to your place of purpose. You need to get back to your place of purpose. I know it hurt you last time. I know it made you feel bad last time. I know it didn't have you feel the right way, but get back to your place of purpose. Because when you're in your place of purpose, then you're in position for God to use you. For God to use you. And so Jesus showed up and he was getting ready to go into the boat. But if he got into the boat by himself, what good was it going to be? But these men were washing their nets. At this time when they were washing their nets, that symbolizes that it was done. The day was over. They had done all that they could do. It was time to hang it up. They were going home. They were done. I believe at the end of 2021, some of you are washing your nets. You're washing your nets. You're telling everybody, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm done. It's over. It's over. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I won't do this anymore. I'm tired. I'm beat up. I can't do it anymore. But that's fine. Wash those nets, but go get you some more. Because it's time to go back. It's time to go back. But see, the thing about it is, man, we've gotten so good at this. We've gotten so good at washing our nets, throwing in the towel, waving the flag. We've gotten so good at doing it, but not letting other people know that we're doing it. See, there's somebody in here today that's waking up every single morning. Waking up every morning, getting dressed and going downstairs and kissing their babies, eating breakfast, giving them an encouraging message, telling them you're going to have a great day at school. And he goes to work, comes home with that smile again. And little do we know, he's washing his nets. Or she's waking up in the morning, getting everybody up, getting everybody together, getting them dressed, cooking them breakfast, loading them in the car, driving them to school, going to work, working that job, leaving work, going to pick them up, going back to taking them to practice, going back home, cooking them dinner. But little do they know that mom was washing her nets. Or going to this job, pouring everything into it, giving it everything you got, making all the right moves. But little do they know that this manager is washing his nets, preaching every single week, studying, coming to the hospital to pray for you, coming to your homes to pray for you, calling you to pray for you, giving you encouraging messages, always doing something. But little do you know that the pastor is washing his nets. When you wash your nets, you are symbolizing that it's done, it's over with. But I'm here to tell you this morning that God's telling you to quit washing your nets. We're going to try this one more time, and things will be a whole lot different this go round. So if you try it one more time, and trust me, I promise you, things will look different. So they got in the boat and Jesus began to teach. And when he began to teach, or when he finished teaching, he told Peter, launch out into the deep. Launch out into the deep. Now, it says that when he told him to launch out into the deep and let down your nets for a catch, Simon answered him and said, Master, we've toiled all night and caught nothing. I don't really believe that's how that conversation went. So that was the New King James Version. Now I'm going to give you my version. He told him to do it, and I believe Peter looked at Jesus and said, bruh, you just showed up here. You just stepped on the scene. We've been here all night long and ain't caught nothing. So you don't know what we've been through. You don't know what we've dealt with. You don't know the trouble we've had. So you can tell me to do something, but you don't know about it. So no, I ain't gonna cast out into the deep. Because anyways, if you know, the good fish are closer to the shore. They're in the shallow area. So I ain't casting out into the deep. I believe that's how that went. But then his faith kicked in. Then his faith kicked in. When that faith kicked in, he said, nevertheless, I'll do it. Nevertheless, I'll do it. See, some of you are sitting here talking to God, telling him, you just showed up. You don't know the hurt that I've dealt with. You don't know the backstabbing that I've dealt with. You don't know the pain that I dealt with. So you're going to show up and tell me to try it again? I dare you to let your faith kick in. And get that nevertheless mindset. Get that nevertheless attitude. Get that nevertheless and see what God does in your life. See where he brings you. See what he does this time around. But see, Jesus had to show up and tell them to do this again. The reason being, they had been doing the same thing over and over and over again. They threw their nets in the same spot. They put their boat in the same spot. They fished in the same spot. They were insane. Like, seriously, they were insane. Yes, I'm talking to you. If you're doing the same thing over and over and over and over again and expecting different results, you are insane. You're insane. So now it's time that somebody shows up and tells you that you've got to try it again, but try it in a different way. Try it a different day. Try it in a different form. Try it again, but not in the same spot. See, before we go on into this new year, a lot of us have these New Year's resolutions. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Some of them are the same things that you were supposed to do at the beginning of this year. I'm one. I said I was going to lose 15 pounds. I gained 15 pounds. But I was expecting to lose weight by doing the same thing that I was doing, eating ice cream every single day. If y'all want to see me on a Sunday afternoon, come to the Dairy Queen. Y'all going to see me in the drive-thru. And don't you judge me when I order 3 blizzards and they all for me. Call my wife, but I'm going to tell you that there's some for my wife too. I'm going to tell you that. But they all for me. But see, we had wrote all these goals out, and I just hear it and feel it right now that it's time for you to sit down and write a new vision. It's time for you to sit down and write a new budget. It's time for you to sit down and write a new plan. It's time for you to sit down and set out a new way. It's time to do something new. It's time. We can't keep doing the same thing. So now, launch out into the deep. Well, if I launch out into the deep, you telling me I'm going to catch something then? God's saying, trust me. Trust me. That relationship didn't work out, but that doesn't mean that this one that I give you will not. This one that I give you will. That job ended bad, but this one that I give you now will work out. That thing that happened to your family last time, I promise you it won't happen again. Why? Because you're trusting me. You're trusting me. At this moment, at this time, you're trusting me. And when we trust God, it's just like the song says, he'll make a way. He'll make a way. But see, I believe before Peter's faith kicked in, he was in a place where he says that we've toiled all night long. You ever toiled in something? You're just so sick and tired of it. So sick and tired of it. Like, I can't take this no more. I can't do it no more. You toiled in it for so long, but God told you he was going to make a way. God told you that this addiction wouldn't have any authority over your life. He told you that this marriage would be fixed. He told you that your financial breakthrough was going to come. But you've toiled in it for so long that it's easier to believe that it won't happen than it is to believe that it will happen. It's kind of like Sarah. Y'all remember Sarah? Abraham and Sarah? I told him she was going to have a baby. She was going to have a baby. It's like Sarah was just like listening in. And God reminded Abraham about that. He says, you're going to have this baby. And Abraham's 100 years old and Sarah's 90. What did Sarah do? She laughed. Not like one of them, Pastor Durrell tells a funny joke and you laugh, how we laugh. Not one of them laughs. It's like one of them, yeah, right. Yeah, you crazy. Yeah, you better mind your business. It ain't happening. 90 years old. But see, he had promised him this, that they were going to have this baby. And she laughed. And when she laughed, it said that she laughed within herself. Some of you are laughing at the fact that God is telling you to do it again. But I'm here to tell you, when God tells you something's going to happen, that means God's going to do it. And if you will trust him and believe in him, you will see it come to pass. You'll see it break through. You'll see it happen. Your family's going to come back to Jesus because you prayed. Your wife is going to come back to Jesus because you prayed. Your financial breakthrough is going to come forth because you prayed. Pray without ceasing. So let that nevertheless faith kick in. When that nevertheless faith kicks in, you'll launch out and go deeper. You'll launch out, but you'll go wider. You'll launch out, but you'll go to the other side. You'll launch out, but you'll try loving this way. You'll launch out, but you'll try respecting this way. You'll launch out, but you'll try putting God first this time. Launch out, but go deeper. Launch out, but go deeper. So you want God to move in your life. Go deeper. Well, I don't like reading. Go deeper. Well, I don't like praying. Go deeper. Well, I don't like singing. Go deeper. Go deeper. I know I ain't gonna get a whole lot of claps and amens and all this on this one, because y'all don't want to do this again. Y'all don't want to try it again. Let me tell you, man, me and my daddy are like twins. We do everything the same pretty much. And that's why people will tell you that you and your daddy go at it a lot. We do, because we the same. But let me tell you something about my daddy. My daddy never, ever let me quit. Ever. I'd go to my daddy so frustrated, like Simon. No, I'm not doing this again. I'm not trying again. No. I've been stabbed in the back way too many times. I've been hurt by church people way too many times. I've been spit on way too many times. I've been stepped on way too many times. I ain't got it in me no more. My dad said, son, you don't ever let that junk stop you. You don't never let that hold you back from where you're supposed to be. You don't ever let that take your place in life. When you give up, you let it go. So what that they pushed you? So what that they said that about you? So what that your best friend stabbed you in the back? So what that they talked about you the moment you walked into church? So what? You still got a place of purpose. And God still wants to use you. So it's not time for you to wash your nets. It's time for you to get back in the boat and launch out deeper. It's time. It's time. So stop waiting. Stop waiting. We've gotten so much in a place and so worried and so frustrated that we don't even want to hear the voice of God anymore. When we feel like God's telling us to try again, we like, no, that wasn't God. That wasn't God. No. God, you got to give me a clear vision. Okay. There it is. No, it ain't, you got to speak to me. So then they come up and speak to you, and they say, no, God, if you going to talk to me, I need you to talk to me. Well, doggone. But what does God do? He never stops. He never stops. God's that annoying little brother that's just knocking. Hey, will you let me in? 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 Hey, will you let me in so we can go this time? Will you let me in so we can do it right this time? Man, I've been married twice. I ain't doing it again. Not me. I'm talking about some of y'all. I'm talking about some of y'all. Hey, y'all didn't know what kind of youth pastor you had. Y'all didn't know. No, not me. He said, but I done tried this marriage thing and it didn't work out. God says, but if you try it my way, I promise you it'll work out. If you trust in me, I promise you it'll work out. So don't hang it up just yet. Well, God, this marriage right here ain't working out. Try it my way now. Try it my way. Try it my way. Try like Pastor Darrell said, give me that first 5. Give me that 5 minutes of prayer, that 5 minutes of reading, that 5 minutes of worshiping. Give me that 5. But give it to me with that spouse. And watch what I do in those 5 minutes. Watch what I do in those 10 minutes. And watch what I do in those 15 minutes. Some of you feel like you're at the end of the road. You're at a dead end. It's only one way to go. You know the crazy thing when you get to a cul-de-sac? You got to turn around and go right back through it to get out of it. Sometimes God will take you through it once and through it again just to show you that that's not for you. That this ain't for you. But if you trust me, I'll take you to exactly where you're supposed to be. If you believe in me, I'll take you to exactly where you're supposed to be. I'll bring you back to that place of purpose. And you will be able to launch out and go deeper. Go deeper. Jimmy, if you can come on. I want to put something out there for you. This time last year, every single day, I was preparing Facebook, to prepare to do a Facebook Live to give updates on my pastor. Every single day. And I toiled in it. I was tired. It was like he ain't getting no better. Nothing's going to fix, nothing. It is what it is. I prayed. I've told y'all this story. He died, and I'm not here to talk about that. What I'm here to talk about is where I went when that happened. I went to a place of saying it was time to wash my net. It was time to hang it up. It was time to go clean my net. Tell my wife that this ministry thing was over. There was nothing left there for me. There wasn't no more fish. And I was going to sell my boat. I began to look for other jobs. I'm not going to lie to you. And out of nowhere, man, start getting these calls and Facebook messages about this church and that church and that church. And let me tell y'all something. I didn't pay it no attention. Let me tell y'all, I was about to go drive a truck. I'm going to try a trucker ministry or something. But then somebody came and stepped in my boat. Stepped in my boat and told me, this next call you get, wow. Something just come to me, y'all. Ooh. Let me tell y'all, man. Somebody called me when I was actually on a boat. I was on the lake. It was a Sunday afternoon and I was ready to hang it up. Somebody called me and I couldn't answer the phone, so they left me a voicemail. And he told me, he says, hey, I was driving down the road and you popped up on my heart. And God told me to call you and tell you that this next door that's about to open for you, go ahead and walk through it. But close the one behind you. This next thing is what I have for you. This next thing is what's exactly for you. And he even said, he says, I don't know what this means, but I believe that your season where you are is over. And now it's time for a new beginning. And he told me that, he says, but if this don't mean anything, throw it out the door. But if it means something, stick to it. So I listened to that voicemail, and I remember I'm on the boat with my crew over there, and I told him, I said, hey, listen to this voicemail. And everybody was like, wow, that's God. That's God. And I was like, Little did I know that I was going to get a text message or Facebook message a few days later telling me that, hey, this is Pastor Durrell. He ain't gonna never live that down, man. But I got that message, and I've told y'all before that instantly when I got off the phone with him, I hung up and I said, whoop, this is gonna be a problem. Because I already feel that that's where I'm supposed to be. Then I walked through here, y'all. I left. I was like, go home, baby. We coming. Let me tell you though, I was at a place where I was washing my nets. And then Jesus, he says, no, I need you to go deeper. I need you to try something that you ain't tried yet. I need you to try a different way. I need you to try different. I need you just to try one more time. But this time I need you to try it my way. And see, the thing about it is when Jesus told Peter, watch this, I'm going somewhere. When Jesus told Peter to try it again, he did it. And he caught so much fish that he had to do what? Signal or call his partners in the other boat to come and help them. See, what God wants to do in your life in this season is not only for you. It's not only for you. It's for the ones that's connected to you. It's for the ones that's all around you. It's for the ones that's watching you. It's for those ones that says that I'm watching your every move and I go where you go. So everybody stand on your feet. You already standing? Come on. When Jesus told me to try it again, he told me that this time it's going to work. And this time, your wife, she's going to be happy. She's going to be happy. Y'all, and I tell y'all, if this move wasn't for nothing else but to make my wife happy, boy, whoo. I'm going off, but I promise y'all I'm done. Y'all finna go home, go to Golden Corral, do what you got to do. Eat good, because next Sunday it's over with. Get fat this week. I'm telling you. But my wife was mad the other day. Not mad at me, okay? Maybe just a little bit. She was mad the other day, and she was upset, and she was frustrated, and she was just in one of them days, man. Y'all know y'all had them. She just felt heavy, and she was like, we're just always going. Just want to sit at home sometime. And I said, okay. And let me tell you, I almost said, so you telling me you don't want to go to church? But before I could say it, she says, and I ain't talking about church. She says, I love being there. I love going there. That ain't even that's not even a part of my concern or my conversation. I love being there. I'm talking about everything else we do. All right, baby, I got you. I got you. Let me tell you though, I told, and God told me to go deeper. And not only did he call, and did it have me to have to call my wife and tell my wife that, hey, I need your help because what just dropped on us is a lot heavier than what I can handle myself. But then I was able to call some other friends, and some other friends were like, hey, I'll come help carry that thing. But not only am I going to come help carry it, I'm going to come and I'm going to get my family right. I'm going to come and get my situation right. I'm going to come and get God for myself. As I told y'all, my daddy was the one that always told me not to quit. When I told my daddy, hey, I'm moving, I'm going to Central. Let me tell y'all what my daddy said. I don't know why you doing that. I said, what do you mean? He says, I don't know why you doing that. I just don't feel that that's what you're supposed to do, son. I said, well, Daddy, I'm just going to disobey you on this one because something telling me I got to go. I came, my daddy came that first night. Next day, no, it wasn't even the next day, it was the same night, y'all. My daddy hugged me. He said, son, you made the right move. You're exactly where you need to be. You're exactly where you need to be. And I'm telling you right now that everybody, it will be proud. Pastor Gunner is going to be proud of you. Your granny is going to be proud of you. All the people that prayed for you is going to be proud of you because you launched out and went deeper. So I tell you that story. I tell you my situation to only tell you, go deeper. Try it again. If you think that this is the end, try it one more time and go deeper and watch what he does in your life. Watch what he does. So with everybody standing with your eyes closed and your head bowed, nobody looking around. Maybe you got offended and decided it was time to go and wash your nets. Maybe you got hurt and decided it was time for you to go and wash your nets. Maybe you just tried and tried and tried and tried and tried. And it's time, you just felt it's time to go and wash your nets and give up. Maybe somebody you know that's washing their nets as we speak. No matter the situation, I believe this word was for somebody today to tell them to put the nets up and get back in the boat. Because it's time to get back to your place of purpose. It's time to get back to the place where you can be used. It's time to get back to the place where you can be brought up. It's time to get back to the place to where you can bring others. It's time to go back fishing. So with nobody looking around and all eyes closed, this is between you and God. The last Sunday of 2021. If you feel as though you need to try it again, maybe you never tried it in the first place. But maybe some of you tried it and tried it and tried it, and it's time to try it again. Or maybe you know somebody that needs to try it again, and maybe you will be the one that activates them going deeper. Maybe you. If that's you this morning, why don't you just lift your hands with nobody looking around? I see you. I see you. Wow. Jesus. 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 Keep your hands lifted. This isn't hey, pick me out, or hey, pick on me. This is hey, I'm going to try it again. I'm going to try this thing one more time. And I wouldn't feel right with your hands still lifted up. I wouldn't feel right by ending this year without giving you an opportunity to step back in the boat. To step back in the boat. But see, that's going to take a lot of faith. That's going to take a lot. It's going to take a whole lot. But I promise you, when you step back in the boat this time, it'll be different. So I want to challenge you on the count of 3 that if you feel as though it's time, and I saw the hands, God saw the hands. Just forget about me, God saw the hands. But if it's time for you to try this thing again on the count of 3, I want you to come down to this altar. I want you to step back in the boat. Leave everything at your seat and step into the boat, because you're about to go deeper. 1, 2, 3. Don't be afraid to move. Don't be afraid. You lifted your hands and you lifted it for a reason. Come on. Jesus, 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 Jesus. Come on. I'm trying it again. I'm trying it again. I'm going deeper this time. I'm going deeper this time. I don't care what happened last time. I'm going deeper. I'm going deeper for my family. I'm going deeper for my kids. I'm going deeper. God, it may not have ended. It may not have ended last time the right way, but this time, I know that it's going to happen. This time, I know it's going to happen. So as you hear and as you stand here at this altar, allow God to alter your life. Allow him to turn it around. Allow him to give you new vision. Allow him to give you clear vision. This is the moment to where you step into something new. This is the moment to where you do this thing again. And this is the moment that it's done right. So I'm going to ask Pastor Darrell to come and pray over each and every one of you. We're going to come and we're going to lay hands. I know some of y'all may be afraid of what's going on. Let me tell you something. Fear does not live here. So we going after Jesus no matter what. So I'm going to ask Pastor Darrell to pray, and I'm going to ask for you to not leave this building until you've dealt with what you got to deal with. But right now, the try it again is right in front of you. Step back into the boat.